Hey you. One day, I will stop putting my fingers in front of the camera when I record. Anyway, I have to say that today was probably my first actual intentional day of, well, coming up with a topic. So, oh my goodness, how many times can I put my hand right in front of the camera? Yeah, so today I actually had a time where I sat down and recorded some thoughts on what I can speak about. And that wasn't like a formal brainstorming session or anything, but I did have a moment where I'm like, this is something I can talk about because it's something important to me. And I wrote it down in Evernote, and ooh, that's a topic I can write about Evernote. Anyway, I have to admit, I am a caffeine addict. And I mean that in a big way. I've always been very happy that I don't really have like addictions. I'm very able to have choice over what I do or don't do, and really like peer pressure doesn't control me, addictions don't control me, except for caffeine. And that's been a problem for a long time. I remember like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, probably like 12 years ago was the first time I actually experienced it. 10 years ago. Probably about 10 years ago was the first time I actually experienced it. I took a trip to Europe, and I had only like just started drinking coffee at the time, so I didn't really think anything of it. And I went over to Europe, and I'm like, I'm not, I'm here, and I'm going to enjoy Europe and do all this stuff. And little did I realize that in the first 2 days I had not drank any coffee, and that happened to put me into caffeine withdrawal. And I mean, thankfully, it's only like headaches and I don't know. Well, I guess there are some other symptoms, but for me, it was basically just a headache. But it was still pretty miserable, especially considering I could control it. So I had some caffeine. I started exploring European espressos and beverages made with caffeine. And it was a good time, and I enjoyed it. And anyway, in the last few years, I've been a lot more of a heavy duty coffee drinker. How close can I get before it's awkward? What if all my videos are recorded at this proximity? But anyway, today it hit me pretty hard because I go through these swings where I think I'm gonna stop drinking coffee, and sometimes I switch over to tea, and other times I'm like, I'm just gonna stop drinking coffee or any caffeinated beverage. And I've done it a few times for like a week or two, which maybe isn't even quitting, but I mean, I've gotten past like the withdrawal point, I think. Anyway, especially a lot lately, I've kind of been wrestling with it because I've been watching, like, when I first started this job at Annapolis Volvo, like, it was a weird time for me, and because of other stuff that was going on, I wasn't drinking caffeine at the time, or maybe a little bit of tea, but like maybe a cup a day at the most. So my caffeine intake was really low, if at all. I think actually I don't even think it was like every day. I think it was like once every couple of days I might have a tea, maybe. And like, I mean, it was a new job and all, but I just recall like feeling so refreshed in the morning. I'd wake up, I'd feel fantastic, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, have no problem going. I mean, at night, I'd be passing out early, which is also a good thing because it helped me get up early. I'm taking my socks off, that's why I keep looking down at my feet, even though I'm sitting on the couch. But anyway, just taking my socks off. I have cool socks. I always have cool socks. These don't look like cool socks. They just have a little skull and bones and sock features, you know. But they're they're moderately cool socks. I have a lot cooler socks. I also happen to have a lot of socks with skulls and bones on them because I wear skulls and bones. I have a lot of socks with skulls and bones on them. It's like my thing. It's kind of my thing that a lot of people don't know about because some socks you can't see them. Some socks, they're plastered all over them. If you see any of the sock, you probably see it. Other socks like these, you probably won't see them because it's covered usually in a pant leg. Anyway, where was I going? Oh yeah, and then I slowly started working caffeine back into my routine. Part of it's comfort, you know, a nice warm beverage all day long. Part of it's taste. I love coffee. The taste of it, the flavor, the texture, depending on how you brew it, and all the details of it. This looks so weird on camera. I feel like it's not as pronounced in person, but it's like massively obvious here. I'm actually thinking about shaving everything off tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see. Maybe I'll try like the the Amish / Lincoln thing where I just shave off the mustache. But yeah, so working caffeine back into my routine, kind of, and I don't know which is cart, which is horse, which is cause, which is effect, which is whatever, but like later and later nights, which I mean is most of my life, even when I didn't drink caffeine, coffee, tea, soda, anything, you know, like I'm a night owl. Like that is just my nature, my circadian rhythm, whatever. That is just where I thrive. But when I don't drink caffeine, it's easier for me to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier and not even have like any adjustment. Not that I'm like a miserable, I'm gonna kill you until I get my coffee kind of person. Although I probably should be. But still, like I do notice there's a difference. And so, especially a lot lately, I've been going through like this kind of pronounced, maybe I should stop drinking caffeine or at least coffee, wean back the caffeine amount, maybe just drink some tea, hydrate better, you know, all those times where I drink coffee, just drink water, you know, and increase the water intake. It probably wouldn't be a terrible idea, but I really, really enjoy my coffee. So anyway, today was one of those days, and it was just like, I had like the shakes. I had the craving, the shakes. My mouth was watering every time I thought about it. Like I was like, I was restless. I couldn't focus on anything. Like I needed to have the coffee. So by like 11:30, I broke down. I'm like, whatever. I don't have a great reason not to, so I just had it. But yeah, point is, I am addicted to caffeine. Because I'm thankful that that's the only addiction I'm aware of. But I am totally addicted to caffeine. If I change anything about that, I'll keep you up to date. Maybe I'll do like a 21-day caffeine cleanse in the midst of these 100 days of vlogging or something. Anyway, I really need to go back and start listening to some of these, start watching some of these, see how they're coming across, if they're recording clearly, if I'm speaking loudly, if I'm clear, if my voice is intelligible, if the recording quality is good, is everything syncing up between my voice and video? I don't know. I gotta review these. Even if I'm not gonna edit them, I gotta at least start reviewing them a little bit, but I can barely keep up with the social media channels I follow, let alone adding my own 10 minutes a day. Anyway, I should, but yeah, alright. It's coming up on 10 minutes, so like, comment, follow, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, doobly doobly doo. That's not my catchphrase. Catch you all tomorrow.